I am Eunice Sabina Dola. Welcome to the June edition of the Divine Word Missionaries Web TV News. In this edition, we shall take you to Ecuador, French Guiana, Uganda, India, and Austria. The Biblical Apostolate is one of the 4 characteristic dimensions of the Divine Word Missionaries, together with mission, justice and peace, and integrity of creation and communication. The Congregation of the Divine Word makes this apostolate a permanent trademark of their mission work. Father Lauren, Biblical Apostolate Coordinator and Director of the Biblical Center in Quito, interviewed by Olga, explains how the Biblical Apostolate is organized in Ecuador.
¿Cuál cree que ha sido el aporte de los SVDs en el área del apostolado bíblico para la iglesia local del Ecuador?
Vamos a destacar 4 aspectos. El primero, la animación, la organización en las diócesis, parroquias, donde estamos y donde no estamos, en las iglesias que peregrinan en Ecuador. El segundo aspecto, la formación bíblica, a través de cursos en esta época de pandemia, vía Zoom, casi siempre, online también. Y el tercer aspecto, elaboración de materiales para acompañar a los grupos en su estudio, en su lección divina. Y el cuarto aspecto, acompañamos y servimos a los profesores de teología con libros que ellos puedan continuar sus estudios. También la distribución de Biblias para la catequesis es importante.
¿Cuáles son los servicios y programas actuales en el centro bíblico?
Como le he indicado, el primero, el de la animación, ayudamos a coordinar a los diversos equipos para que se encuentren, se organicen. También hemos ayudado a organizar el encuentro continental desde El Salvador. El segundo, en los cursos, próximamente en agosto, les invito a participar en los cursos que tenemos preparados con la línea hermenéutica de Biblia y pandemia para iluminar y dar esperanzas a los fieles en estos tiempos de crisis.
¿Cuál es el aporte de los laicos en este apostolado?
El aporte de los laicos es fundamental, yo diría que es el 99,9%, porque donde hay un padre verbita o una de las hermanas espíes, hay 99 laicos participando, organizando, atendiendo la tecnología, los materiales y la difusión de todo. Los laicos son el alma del apostolado bíblico.
Since 2018, on the invitation of the Bishop of Cayenne, the Divine Word Missionaries from Brazil Amazonas region have established in French Guiana. Basically, they were brought to work with Portuguese immigrants community, especially the Brazilians. However, they have in their parish also immigrants from Latin America, Asia, and Africa. After 2 years of their arrival, Brother Simão Pedro de Souza Rego from Brazil and Father Jean-Paul Kumi from Togo speak about their work.
Nous sommes les premiers missionnaires qui sont venus ici en Guyane en 2018. Et comme vous pouvez le voir, c'est sur l'invitation de Monseigneur Lafont que nous sommes venus pour pouvoir travailler avec les immigrés brésiliens notamment. Mais dans notre quartier, il y a les hispanophones, c'est-à-dire ceux du Pérou, de la Colombie et tous ceux de la République dominicaine surtout. Et certains pays d'Afrique aussi, il y a certains immigrés qui sont là. Et notre travail, c'est pouvoir les accompagner pour qu'ils ne se sentent pas aussi très éloignés de leur famille. Et je peux dire que, comme travail de la SVD, on a commencé à faire quelque chose, c'est-à-dire que les visites dans les maisons, pour pouvoir faire entrer la parole de Dieu dans les maisons, avec les cercles bibliques que nous faisons au Brésil. Ils sont toujours en quête de savoir de la parole. Et nous sommes là pour pouvoir être cette église qui est plus proche du peuple de Dieu.
Si vous avez aimé la mission simple et difficile, si vous êtes ouverte à plusieurs langues, alors votre place est ici parce que ici c'est multiculturel et aussi multi-ethnique.
Nous sommes là, la mission est belle. Et je nous invite, les nouveaux missionnaires qui veulent venir, il faut venir, mais il faut avoir un cœur dégagé pour pouvoir être accepter la multiculturalité et surtout l'amour au travail.
COVID-19 is impacting the whole world. However, there is a risk of ignoring other tragedies that are affecting humanity, such as the situation of the refugees. We are in Bidibidi in Uganda, with 250,000 living in its many villages in northern Uganda. It's the second largest refugee settlement in the world, after the Rohingya camp in Bangladesh. Here, the team comprising the Divine Word Missionaries and the SSPS sisters are working day and night to the Sudanese refugees who have fled to Uganda because of the civil war in their country since 2013. Father Andrej speaks about the current situation in the settlement and the problems they are facing.
And food distribution every year is smaller and smaller and smaller. From this food that they receive, they don't receive any money and no job. Therefore, they have to sell this some part of the food to have some money for some basic things, even some for health, some for clothes, some transportation for funeral or other things. Therefore, this is a bit complicated situation, especially when everything is decreasing. Health condition is better than in South Sudan. They have some clinic, hospitals, but now is some shortage sometimes. They have usually the malaria drugs and paracetamol. Another problem, what we say, is the problem of transportation roads that if the ambulance comes, sometimes it's too late. What else? The problem of education. The school is better than in South Sudan. They have the primary school that is important in the camp. And they learn around, but it's the problem of continuation of secondary school. The policy of government is that one school, secondary school, in each zone can be for the refugees. They want to join the secondary school, but they cannot. What we do as SVD and also our benefactors from St. Augustine, they help in different way to support the school fee with some support of transportation and some school requirements. We have now 152 students taken from the camp, and they are staying in the boarding school that is close to our place.
Bidibidi, which was a provisional location for the refugees, has become a permanent settlement. However, there is hope that the refugees can return home someday.
What is the best that we promote the future generation that will come to South Sudan and hopefully will live in peace, reconciliation, and they have some knowledge to do something for the country.
The Divine Word Missionaries in Mumbai province, in collaboration with Mumbai Diocese, are involved in a non-governmental organization, Sava Vikas Deep, to attend to the needs of the poor and marginalized people in Ragai districts in Mumbai. Father Richard Quadros of the Divine Word Missionaries in Mumbai province shares about their work.
We are working with and for the indigenous tribe known as Katkari, who are categorized as a particularly vulnerable tribe group, PVTG, by the government. My current role as an animator is to animate the holistic development of the tribals. All the other SVD confreres too are engaged in the developmental activities of the tribals. Our organization is working in the most impoverished mission territory, namely Mangaon, Masala and Tada blocks of Raigad district.
To alleviate the suffering of the poor by promoting education and good governance, health and sustainable livelihood, empowerment of women, safeguarding of forest land and food security rights, and the regularization of government documents of the tribal people are some of the humanitarian interventions of the NGO Salva Vikas Deep.
Our mission priority is to avail land under the central government's Right to Forest Land Act 2007 and re-identify the tribals with water, forest and land, Jal, Jungle and Zameen, avail government schemes and channelize them to the tribals. Now our efforts are on to transfer the same land to the ownership of individual households. This will create an opportunity for the tribals to have a sustainable agricultural livelihood and minimize distress migration.
In his quest to find Christ, Father Richard found himself among the poor in Mangaon, Ragide. Recently, the district's government conferred the Corona Warrior Award on Father Richard Quadros, especially for his dedication during this time of COVID-19. Asking Father Richard, who is working there and immersed with the people, what he has learned from them and what he thinks is his contribution to them, this is what he has to say.
What I learned while working and getting immersed with the people here is that creating opportunities to the poor and vulnerable should be one of the main mission ventures that would enable people who are disabled due to various overriding socio-political issues. Secondly, in an Indian context, we need to network with government agencies, like-minded NGOs, collaborate with people of goodwill as change agents to become light of the world and salt of the earth. Thirdly, I have learned from tribals simplicity, nurturing hope and endurance, commitment and dedication. They also facilitate me to focus on my need rather than greed.
The Austrian Conference of Religious Orders recently awarded the prize of religious orders to the Interreligious Dialogue Group Favoriton in Vienna, co-sponsored by the SVD-run Parish of the Divine Word. Marcos Beranek, director of the Pastoral Office of the Archdiocese of Vienna, lauded the SVD commitment. He considered it as an impressive example of how a religious congregation today lives its charism with alert eyes for social changes and brings them to fruition. Father Matthias Felber, the parish priest who is involved in the interreligious dialogue movement, says,
Favoriton is a multicultural area here in Vienna. So this is one of the reasons why this interreligious dialogue started in this area. Another reason is also that there were people, those people who were interested, they gathered, just the right people at the right time, at the right point. So as it usually is for such, when it comes for such initiatives. Up to now we are having these prayers for peace. We started that 5 years ago, and it's always before Christmas. And as for the SVD, we join in, we bring in our ideas, we bring in our background that Father Arnold, he laid it in our hearts. But we are just bringing in our heart and our understanding of religions, of the people of God, of creation, of justice and peace. That is in our blood. As the award also shows, it is essential.
Thanks for watching. See you next month. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.